Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez. So the question I have for you today is, earlier in the talk you mentioned that when you were looking for a job early in your career, you also looked for like potential mentors at the companies. So that being said, what qualities did you look for in those mentors, and what are some potential pitfalls while searching for a mentor that you've experienced?
So I think there's two ways to look at mentorship. And I always tell employees, particularly young employees, you have to take responsibility for your own success and your own careers. So you can't wait for things to happen. In other words, you can be assigned a mentor, which is fine, but you also have to pick out your mentor. And you have to make sure that mentor wants to mentor you. So I've always been of the opinion that I want to try to control my success. I don't want somebody to try to control that for me. So even if an organization has a mentorship program, I would take advantage of that, but I would not leave it. I would not let that be the only catalyst for how you decide who your mentor is. And what I always looked for was somebody that had, first of all, somebody who was successful, right? But successful in how you define success, right? Because success is defined in so many different ways. Number two, somebody who had the time or the personality to want to devote, because having a mentor sounds like a great idea, but that takes time. And it takes a willingness to want to do so. So not everybody wants to do so. Somebody that had similar personality, right? I think DNA, people that want to go to dinner with you and want to spend time with you outside the office and get to know you as a person, I think that's critically important. And then you got to work, like any other relationship, you got to work at it. And I wouldn't, and a lot of times mentors are very busy. So you have to figure out a way to make them want to mentor you. And what's going to drive that willingness to devote the time and the effort. And I'd bring them ideas and bring them, hey, I read about this. What do you think about that? The more prepared you are to be able to extract as much knowledge out of that person, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. And I think if I can't tell you how many times I've had, folks that we were mentoring who show up to a meeting and they're just like, all right, mentor me. Right? It doesn't really work that way, right? People don't have time for that. So I think the more prepared you are to be mentored and the more effort you put into it, the more you get out of it.